And we are going to concentrate in this lesson on comparatives and superlatives. Before I even initiate and I start the lecture, I just would like to say that what we mean by comparative is once we compare between two things, like tall, taller, the comparative. The superlative is once we talk about more than two, like he is tall, but Samir is taller, but Ali is the tallest. Tallest in this case is the superlative. Introduction: what is a noun, what is an adjective, syllable? These are the things we are going to cover in this lecture. What is a noun? Noun is a word which refers to a thing. Could be a thing, person, activity, place, etc. Car is a noun. Teacher is a noun. Reading as an idea, concept, is a noun. Street is also a noun. Adjective is a word which describes a noun. I said that in the last lecture, but now I tried to make it clearer through illustrating examples, through giving you more examples. In the last lecture I said that adjective describes a noun. Adjective's big. It describes a noun. Car is a noun. A big car, a fast car, an expensive car. Now, large is an adjective. The first apple is large. The second apple is larger than, comparative. Larger than, comparative. Being compared to the first one is larger than the first. Superlative: the third apple, which is this, is the largest of the three. Notice once we talked about more than two, we started talking about superlative. Ahmed is tall. Samir is taller. But Ali is the tallest in the class. Which is the superlative? The same examples. And what we mean by syllable. Please try to understand now this from me. You are going to read it. As I told you, there are some information you have, I have to depend on you to read and to memorize. But there are other things that are to be explained by me, and you have to depend on my explanation in order to understand. What we mean by syllable. A syllable in English has to have a vowel. The vowel is considered the nucleus, the most important part in English words. So any syllable in English has to have a vowel. Reading is a word that has two syllables. The first syllable is read and the second syllable is ink. But what is in common between the two is the existence of the vowel in the first syllable, read, and in the second syllable, ink. Read, it has a vowel, E. It is the vowel which is the most important thing or part in this syllable, read. Ink is another syllable. It has a vowel, it is the E, the first letter, E. So I say that reading is a word that has two syllables, each of which has to have a vowel. Read, the first syllable, has the vowel E, and ink, the second syllable, has to have the vowel, and it has the vowel E. One syllable adjectives, other examples: fast, one syllable, and it has to have a vowel, it is the A. Big, one syllable, it has to have a vowel, E. Cheap as well, the E is the vowel nucleus, but you are not now have to know, it is not required from you to know that it is called rhyme, and the rhyme of any syllable has to have two branches, two parts, the nucleus, which is the vowel, and sometimes a coda, which is the last letter in the word. But you are not required now to know, you have just to know that a syllable in English has to have a vowel, like the examples I have given to you. And a one syllable adjectives, an example is the word fast, or for example big or long, the vowel O. Two syllable adjectives, happy, it has two syllables, hap, the vowel is A in this syllable, and B, the vowel is E. Of course it is written Y, but phonetically speaking it is E, it is E, which is illa. Crazy is another example, and you have many other examples. Three syllable adjectives, important, three syllables. The first syllable has I, por has the syllable O, tant, the third syllable has the vowel A. So a vowel is a must in any English syllable. And here I just gave you a definition for the adjectives and adverbs. I've already said that, mentioned that, but here I wrote it. Comparative and superlative, the thing that I also have talked about. Fast, faster, comparative. Ahmed is fast, but Ali is faster. We just add the ER. My car is fast, but his car is faster. Faster, have you seen it? Comparative. One syllable adjectives long, two syllable adjectives funny, other two and three syllable adjectives modern and good as well, irregular adjective. Longer, funnier, you have to know the spelling. How we make comparative if the adjective is funny. Notice, we change the Y into IE. Modern, more modern. So, this is my point. Sometimes an English word or adjective, if we want to make a comparative, we do not add ER, we add more. Of course, I gave you examples of the adjectives that we make the comparative from them by adding the ER, and other adjectives where the comparative is made by adding the more. And as such, the superlative of them is to be made by adding the word most. So we have two types. The comparative could be made by adding the ER, tall, taller, or by adding more, like the example that I have just given to you here, modern, more modern. Or we might make the superlative by adding the EST, like tall, taller, tallest, or adding the most. I say, she is beautiful, but that girl is more beautiful, but the third one is the most beautiful. Instead of adding EST, we have add most in order to make superlative. Fast, fastest. My car is fast. Your car is fast, but his car is the fastest. It is superlative. Sometimes it is made by adding the most, like most beautiful, not EST. Of course, in the exam, if I give you examples, questions, they are going to be from what I have given to you in the recorded lectures, as well as the examples that I might give you while talking to you. Repetition. I have repeated this. Here, other examples: long, longer, longest, funny, funniest, funniest, funnier, funniest. You have to know the spelling, please give attention to the spelling. Modern, more modern, most modern. Good. Notice, the comparative better, but the superlative is best. Okay? To make comparative and superlative forms of adjectives, some rules must be followed. The rules I have just explained, but in addition to that, I have written them. For example, tall, taller, tallest. Neat, neater, neatest. Deep, deeper, deepest. Wide, wider. Just make sure that you understand the rule and the examples. The examples are very much important. Sad. Sadder, notice sometimes I double the letter. D becomes double D. Big, double G. Please give your attention to the examples I have just illustrated. To form the comparative or superlative of a one syllable like sad, big or fat, one syllable, word with one vowel and one consonant, one vowel, A in the first examples, I in the second examples, and A in the third examples. One vowel and one consonant at the end, double the consonant and add ER or EST. Let me make it easier. Sad, we have a vowel. It is a one syllable adjective. It has a vowel which is A, being followed by a consonant which is D. In this case, as the consonant D is it preceded by a vowel, once I make the comparative, the D has to become double, means DD, not only one D. So sadder, saddest. Big is the same. G is the consonant, I is the vowel. I have to make the G double, so it becomes bigger, not only one gay, bigger. Fatter as well, not only one T, it becomes two T's, simply because the T is preceded by a vowel which is the A. But here, if I have a word like happy, I have to omit the Y and to add IER. Everything is clear in this example. Yellow, yeller, yellowest, gentle, gentler. And these are the rules. I've also written them to you, but the examples are enough. Okay. The bear sings loudly. Other examples, the same. Fast, faster, slow, slower. List of adverbs in which ER and EST may be added. Other examples. Recently, more recently, most recently. Superlative, most recently. As I told you, the superlative could be made by adding the EST or adding the most, like the examples I have just given to you. Irregular adverbs, please give attention to this. Irregular adverbs. Badly, worse, worst. I changed the whole word. Much. Comparative, more. Superlative, most. What I mean by this irregular, I do not make it mucher in order to make comparative, but I change the whole word from being much into being more. Little, I do not say littler. It becomes less once it is comparative, and it became least once it is superlative. Well, I do not say willa. Better if it is comparative, and superlative, best. You have to memorize this, and these are called irregular adverbs. Instead of adding ER, EST, I have changed the whole root of the word. Good. I do not say gooder. It became better if it is comparative, and best if it is superlative. It is other examples of irregular adjectives, please. By doing so, I just would like to thank you. Thank you so much. And inshallah, next time we will meet you. And if you have any question, as I told you, just write it as a note. And in the direct lecture, you are allowed to ask me. And you are also allowed to ask me via the email or the university mobile. And I have already provided you with my new number, my university mobile number. You are welcome to ask anytime. And thank you so much.